Hi, welcome to Dirty Martini's Basics of Bartending. I'm Matt Greenwood, Product Innovation Manager, and today we're going to talk about 7 cocktail making techniques that we use here at Dirty Martini. These are built, shake and strain, stir and strain, muddle, layer, foam, and blend it. So those are our 7 cocktail making techniques. They'll be coming up now. So the first drink making technique that we're going to be showcasing today is the built drink making method. So what is a built drink? A built drink is simply where the drink is made directly into the glass over normally cubed ice. So examples of built drinks that we sell a lot of at Dirty Martini would be your gin and tonics, your vodka lime and sodas, say your rum and cokes. Those are 3 examples of built drinks that we sell quite a lot of at Dirty Martini. I'm going to demonstrate for you a rum and coke using the built drink making technique. Firstly, we have our glass, making sure it's the right glass for our spirit and mixers. We're making sure that it's clean, it's at the right temperature, and there's no damage to it. We then pour our ice, filling the glass to the top. And now the built drink making technique is simply this. Take your measure, pour your spirit of choice, in this case I'm doing rum, pour the drink over the ice, and get your mixer, your coke, and then slowly build it in the glass, like so. And finally, as it's a rum and coke, you will garnish with your lime. So the next technique that we're going to show is going to be our shaken and strain drink making technique. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to show it by making a very quick cosmopolitan. So in there, we've got our ingredients for the cosmopolitan into the base of our shaking device, which is a Boston shaker. We then add ice, I would say to about 4 fistfuls of this bottom half of the shaker. We then take the top of our shaker, put it on top, make sure it's nicely connected, and then we want to shake for roughly about 10 to 12 seconds. Then open our shaker, make sure we drain everything so we get all that goodness in there. Take our Hawthorne strainer, take our double strainer, and then slowly pour into our glass. You just want to get everything out of your shaker. And then place your garnish. So the third technique that I'm now going to demonstrate to you is the stir and strain method. And to do that, I'm going to be making an old-fashioned in our Japanese mixing glass to show you how we stir and then how obviously we strain it into the glass. So in my Japanese mixing glass, I've already prepared some brown sugar and some Angostura bitters at the base. I'm now going to add our Woodford Reserve. When making an old fashioned, I like to do it in 2 parts. So I'll add the Woodfords first, just half. And then I'll start to stir ice. When stirring, you want to get your spoon nice and low and then get into a good rhythm, good technique of just slowly stirring the ice around the Japanese mixing glass. now I've stirred roughly for about 45 revolutions there. I'm now going to add the other 25 ml of Woodford's. I'm going to do the process again. Slowly stir, get a nice rhythm, and slowly dilute your cocktail. Now you give a good feel of the Japanese mixing glass. You can tell that that's nice and chilled. You can also see by looking at it that the sugar is dissolved, and now that's ready to serve. Take out your spoon, add ice to our Ding the Rocks glass, and now we're going to strain our old fashioned into the glass. Top with a bit more cubed ice and garnish. So now we're going to talk about the fourth technique, which is muddling. Muddling is often used in many cocktails, but most common one it's used in is a mojito. So as you can see in this glass, I've already prepared the base of our mojito, which is lime and sugar. Now I'm just going to add a bit of mint in there. I like quite a bit of mint. There we go. And now we're going to start to muddle. A couple of things just to check before you muddle. You want to make sure that your muddler is nice and clean and there's no residue from when you used it previously. And also I would advise to use a napkin when holding the glass to make sure your fingers are not cross-contaminating the lids or not adding anything to the glass that shouldn't be there. So now that we've got our napkin, just hold the glass on this side, take your muddler inside, and then you're going to gently start to press. And by pressing, you're going to release all the juices from the lime that's there, and you're also going to release some of the oils from the mint. So once you press that down gently but firmly, without damaging the glass, you're going to get that nice and mixed up. So you've muddled, now you can just clean your muddler in place. So there's the base of our mojito that's been muddled. I'm going to finish the drink off though. I'm going to add some crushed ice. Add our rum. And we're just going to mix that through. So this is like stirring coming into this drink. When doing so, you want to get that nicely mixed up. Spread that lovely lime juice and sugar and rum mix throughout the whole drink. Clean as you go. Crown with some more crushed ice. So now we're going to add our soda water. Open that. Hear the nice fizz from the carbonation. Slowly pour on top. Quick top of crushed ice. garnish. And then finish with your straw. So the fifth technique that we're moving on to now is layering. And there's two types of layering in the bar that you could use, or two techniques of layering. One is using a spoon, where you're putting directly spirit or liqueur on top of each other and using the spoon to help you get that layered effect. The other option is to do it layering over ice. So the first technique of layering I'm going to show is when we use the back of the spoon. So we just get our spoon, and the drink we're going to make is a baby Guinness. So in this, you're going to have your Kahlua as a base. Just going to pour it about 3/4. And give yourself some space on the top of the baby Guinness, which is Bailey's. Now to get the layered effect, you want to take your spoon, make sure it's clean, and then slowly, after placing the spoon on top of the shot glass, you want to slowly pour the Bailey's on the back of the spoon. Take the spoon out gently. Just do a quick wash. And there you have one layer technique using the back of your bar spoon. So the second layering technique that I'm now going to demonstrate is using your ice to create the layers between the two liquids. Very common is one that we use this technique when making our Long Island iced tea. So we've got our glass of our Long Island iced tea. We're going to fill it with some ice all the way to the top. So there we have it. To start, our glass nice and full with cubed ice. We're then going to add our base layer, which in this case is Coca-Cola. Just going to slowly pour that in, just over halfway. Just let that carbonation settle down. We're then going to add a little bit more cubed ice to the top. So now we've got our bottom layer. In the shaker, I have my Long Island iced tea, alcohol, and a lemon juice mix, which has been waiting there. Just going to give it a quick shake. So we've shaken it, we've mixed that up nice, diluted slightly from the ice, and now we're going to layer our drink here. So to get the two layers, we want to pour the liquid that's in here slowly on top of the first or second ice cube. And that's how you layer using ice. So the final two drink making techniques that I'm going to demonstrate, I'm going to show together. And they are blending and foaming. And I'm going to show them together to show how they come together to form one of our popular drinks of Dirty Martini, the strawberries and dreams. So the first step I need to do is put my ingredients into the actual blender. Okay? You want to make sure your blender is off, obviously, and that you have your lid, which is here, ready to put on top, ready to finish, and just keep your hands away from the blades inside. So, we're going to drop in our two strawberries that I'm just chopping into halves. Then going to add our lime juice. Then going to add our pineapple syrup. And finally, our beefy to peg. It's 50 mils. we have our ingredients in our blender, and now when we're making our blended drinks, to get the right consistency of the blended drink or the ice, what I normally would put in would be 1.5 scoops of crushed ice. So just about that much. A heap of a scoop first, and then half a scoop. Okay, that goes in. Safely put on your lid, and then you want to blend for about 10 to 15 seconds. So now we've got a nice consistency, everything's mixed up, we've got the beautiful colour there of the strawberries, and it's just runny enough, just movable enough for it to pour into our glass. So we have our blended mix from before, which you can see there, firmly in the glass, and now we're going to go on to the foam part. So what we have here is our CO2 canister, and I've already put the recipe for our coconut foam into this. Just go fill it up to the line, which is clearly marked on the canister, and then we'll close it, make sure that's nice and tight. And now you're going to put in your new CO2 capsule. Gently screw that in till you hear it charge the liquid inside. And by charging the liquid inside, the addition of this gas will then create the foam that we need for our cocktail. We've got a beautiful coconut foam in there. Just make sure it's gas. Quick shake. And now we're going to add the foam to the top of our drink. Doing so, you hold the canister upside down with your right thumb or left thumb, squeeze on the trigger, and you're gently going to squeeze on the trigger and go around in a circular motion. And there you have the technique of adding foam to a cocktail. So there you have it. Those are our 7 cocktail making or drink making techniques that you'll be using regularly in Dirty Martini while making our beautiful cocktails. Thanks for watching.